U.S. built underground city for rich to survive doomsday, claims ex-official. Just want to give all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah HaChadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of GMS to USA Shalom. Shalom unto the hopeful elect. And this is Brother Gabar Allah coming back at you with another video. Lord willing, will be edifying. Now, this is from the India Today. I'll post a link in the description, Lord willing. Former Assistant Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, Catherine Austin Fitts, alleged that $21 trillion in taxpayer funds were funneled into this clandestine project between 1998 and 2015. So roughly 17 years they've been making underground cities. But man, $21 trillion is a lot of money. You notice you pay all these taxes all year round, and the taxes are increasing, and nothing's getting fixed. The roads aren't being fixed. The bridges aren't being fixed. The services are not being improved on. So there you have it. This is where your money is going. And you people should be angry because these underground cities, they're not being built for you. They're being built for the wealthy and the chief men that are on this earth. And the article goes into that. But I'm not surprised. This is not far-fetched because the scriptures, pursuing to Revelation, the 6th chapter, goes into underground cities and underground bunkers that the elites are going to go in. And the reason why they're making these underground bunkers and cities is because they're trying to escape the wrath of the Lamb, which is Yahushai. They know they're going into slavery. They know they're going to lose their kingdom. They know Yahushai is going to come back with an angelic force, and he's going to take them down. Isaiah 47:3 says, roughly paraphrasing, it says, I will not meet thee as a man. Isaiah 63, who cometh in Edom with dyed garments in Bozrah. Right, Bozrah with dyed garments. That's talking about Yahushai. So Yahushai is coming back for vengeance. He's coming back to take down the wicked. And he's also coming back to save the elect. And he's going to establish the kingdom of heaven. That's what he's going to do. And they know this. And they're scared. This was posted yesterday, May 6, 2025. And this is nothing new, man. We've been bringing this out for years, starting with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. We've been going into the scriptures proving this week in and week out. And now you have ex-officials coming out spilling the beans. That shows you who the Lord is dealing with. That shows you who the real prophets are. The prophets say things before it happens. Man. But hey, the Lord is a power that cannot lie. And if it's written, it's going to come into fruition. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai. Though it tarry, wait for it. That's how Yahweh Shemel Shai moves. Now it says, a former U.S. official has claimed that the government secretly funneled $21 trillion in taxpayer money to build an underground city for the ultra-wealthy and top officials to survive a near extinction event. And let me get that. That's found in the scriptures. Let's get Revelation 6. Revelation chapter 6, I'm going to start at verse 13. And the stars of heaven fell onto the earth, even as a fig tree casts her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. What is going to do that? Nuclear destruction is going to do that. And that's why it says of a mighty wind, shaken of a mighty wind. That mighty wind is going into that destroying wind. If you want to get into more detail, I suggest you read Revelation, the 7th chapter, the 8th chapter, and the 9th chapter. Goes into it. And the stage is set for that destroying wind to happen. Because these superpowers, the major powers that are in this world, major rulers, they all have nuclear capabilities. They all have the bomb. They all have the bomb. They're not afraid to use it, especially Russia, starting with Vladimir Putin. Him and his officials are saying, look, man, if you threaten Russia or you assault us in any way, we're not going to hesitate to use nuclear weapons. Right now, you have India and Pakistan going at it, and they're threatening each other with nukes. So the stage is set. Nuclear destruction is right around the corner, and they are going to use it. these nations are going to fire their missiles upon each other and destroy themselves. So it's going to happen. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together. That talking about the mushroom clouds, the explosions. And there's going to be multiple mushroom clouds around Earth when these missiles shoot their nukes at each other. Go and Google images and type mushroom cloud. You'll get a better understanding of what I'm talking about. And every mountain and island were moved out of their places. You see that? That's catastrophic. All these islands, man, like the Caribbean islands, the Pacific islands, they're going to be moved out of place. They're going to be leveled and destroyed, man. Now, that's what the scriptures goes into. I believe that's the book of Isaiah. It says the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. How's that going to happen, man? Through thermonuclear destruction. But yes, that's going to change the geography of the earth. It is. You're going to have to rewrite the maps after this destruction. That's how catastrophic it's going to be. Verse 15, here's the point. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? And that's why they're creating these underground cities and bunkers, because they're trying to escape destruction, and they're trying to run away from the Lamb. But hey, the Lord is going to turn the fishers into hunters, and they're going to hunt you devils out from your dens and from your bunkers, and they're going to throw you into captivity, man. This is Jeremiah 16, verse 16. It says, behold, I will send for many fishers, saith Yahweh, and they shall fish them, and after will I send for many hunters. Yes, right now we're fishing, but we're going to be turned into hunters. The way we're fishing, we're just going out there on the highways and byways and teaching the elect. You know, a fisherman, what does a fisherman use? A fisherman uses bait. That's what he puts on the fish hook. Puts maybe like a worm or some type of bug or grub on the hook, and then he throws it in the pond or the ocean, and then all the fish, they come towards the bait. The bait is really the scriptures. So the fishermen are going out there with the scriptures, reading it out aloud, and teaching the elect and calling them in so they can serve the Lord. That's what we're doing now. But later, we're going to be turned into hunters. That means we're going to be given spiritual powers. We're going to go out there and hunt you people down. And we're going to be enforcing the Lord's program, the agenda of Yahweh Bashem El Shai, which is you guys following the law, statutes, and commandments. That's what we're going to enforce. If you're not following the law, statutes, and commandments, hey, man, you're going to be put to death. If you don't get with the program, boom, you're going to get judged. That's how it's going to be. So that's what we're going to be, hunters in that day. So it says, hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. You see? So we're going to get you out of your bunkers and from your underground cities. And that's all biblical prophecy. See, the scriptures don't lie. Let me get Psalms 149. Let's get Psalms 149. Let's start at verse 8. I'll start verse 6. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen, and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains, and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written, this honor of all his saints. Praise ye the Lord. That's right. So this is our honor and our privilege. We're going to bind the kings of the earth with chains and put fetters of irons on them. That's what we're going to do when we drag you out of them holes, man. Your bunkers. I'm going to execute vengeance, man. Daniel 7:18 says, the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom, and it's going to be an everlasting kingdom. That's what we're going to do. Remember, it says we're going to take it. We're going to take it by force, man. That's what a hunter does. He takes the prey by force. And you guys are the prey. Right now, we're the prey, and you guys are the hunter. out there. I'm talking about you other nations, starting with the so-called white man. But that's going to change real soon. We're going to become the hunters, and you're going to become the prey. We're going to hunt you down, man, and take you down with violence. Thus saith the Lord. You're going to be thrown into captivity. And that's how the Lord wants it. You can't escape. So let's go back to the article. It says Catherine Austin Fitts, who served as Assistant Secretary of Housing and Urban Development under President George H.W. Bush, made the startling allegations on former Fox News host Tucker Carlson's podcast. She didn't offer evidence, but cited a 2017 study by Michigan State University economist Mark Skidmore that flagged major unauthorized spending across the departments of defense and housing and urban development from 1998 to 2015. Fitts claims she spent years investigating where the $21 trillion could have gone, eventually discovering that the funds were used to construct a vast network of about 170 underground bases. Some of these bunkers are allegedly located beneath the ocean. That takes a lot of money to build a bunker under the ocean. That takes a lot of money, a lot of engineering, and a lot of resources to do that. So that's a lot of money they're putting into that. So I understand why it's costing $21 trillion. That's expensive. All the planning that goes into making a bunker and making it perfect and sound and safe. So it says, we systematically went through and tried to estimate how many underground bases, both underground in the United States, but also underground under the ocean around the United States, Fitts said. And our estimate was 170 with a transportation network connecting them. And that's the video. I watched it. Pretty good. You can go watch it for yourself. So it says the existence of U.S. government bunkers is well documented. Facilities such as Mount Weather in Virginia, Cheyenne Mountain in Colorado, and Raven Rock in Pennsylvania are known to serve as command centers during crises. So this is about this guy establishing his house and keeping it forever and ever and ever. And the scriptures also goes into that. Psalms 49:11, his inward thought is that his houses shall continue forever. And he also names the lands after himself. He's doing that now, but he wants to do that for the future because this guy wants to continue to go infinity and beyond. That's what he's thinking in his head. These devils are far-reaching. They have plans for 100 years. That's how they're thinking. Like, okay, we're going to go into outer space. We're going to colonize it. We're going to do all these things. And our children are going to rule, and we're going to come back through our children. That's how they think. And that's why they build these bunkers too. It's really to preserve their houses. This is Psalms 49:11. It says, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Beautiful. And that's self-explanatory, man. Right? Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and they're going to pass their wealth on to their kids. They're going to go infinity and beyond. And it's just going to be an everlasting kingdom for them. That's what they're trying to achieve. That's what they want. Now, let me get this. This is Job 27. I'm going to start at 13. Oops. Job 27 and 13. But this is the end result for you Edomites. You wicked men. You wicked Edomites. Starting with the elites. Job 27 verse 13. This is the portion of a wicked man with the Most High and the heritage of oppressors. Yes, and you come from a line of oppressors, going back to your forefathers. Your forefathers oppressed our forefathers, and you're still oppressing us to this very day. Man, go back to the Renaissance period. That was the rebirth of you Edomites coming into power. The mystery of iniquity. That wicked shall be revealed. That's you. You came into power during the Renaissance period. And what happened? You so-called found the New World, which you really didn't. It was the indigenous tribes. They found it. And then you came over to the New World, and what did you do? You oppressed everybody. You oppressed the tribes of Israel, and then you spread out, and then you deceived the whole world, and you oppressed the whole world. That's what you're doing. So this is the portion for you guys. You wicked men. You wicked Edomites, you devils, which they shall receive of the Almighty. And by the way, your punishment is coming from the Almighty. Who is the Almighty? Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, the Almighty, man. power of all powers. So he has a beef with you guys. He has a bone to pick with you. Remember, the scripture says, I have a controversy with the nations, and I'm displeased with the heathen. Starting with you Edomites, pursuant to Psalms 83rd chapter. You're at the top of the list. That's serious, man. You guys have beef with the power of all powers. You know how serious that is? He really hates you, man. For Jacob have I loved, and Esau have I hated. He has a beef with you, man. So this is verse 14. If his children be multiplied, I don't know why it's doing that. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widow shall not weep. There you go. Though he heap up silver as the dust, and prepare raiment as the clay, he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on, and the innocent shall divide the silver. And that's your end. That's right. That's right, man. That's right. And you're going to have to give everything back that you have stolen. And those bunkers, man, that's actually just preserving you for captivity. Because you're not going to, after the destruction, man, you're not going to rise out the ashes like the phoenix. You think you are. And then everything's going to go smooth and you're going to take over and rule the earth. That's not how it's going to be. The Lord made you prepare these underground cities and bunkers really to preserve you for captivity. Because you're going to be the first slaves in the kingdom of heaven. You rich men, you chief men of the earth, you banking families, man. Yeah, but you're going to give everything back that you have stolen. Yeah, man. Riches are translated from one kingdom to another. You have to give it all back. Everything that you've stolen. You've stolen the whole earth. And you lied to everybody. Revelation 20:7. You have deceived the nations, man, into believing a lie. And that shows you know the truth and you know the Lord's coming back. You damn devils, man. You damn devils. So with that, hope this was edifying. Quick video. Just want to give all praises, glory, and honor. The one to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of GMS that do rule well and that do teach well, that have taught me this truth. To you guys say Shalom. Abad Babal. Shalom.